Dude! Mika,
Hi.
have you ever wanted to be a train driver? Or be a railroad tycoon, building rail lines across the American frontier?
I always wanted to check tickets only. Does it
Tickets?
count? Yeah, the tickets.
To check
Yeah.
the train tickets?
Yeah. Does it count?
Sure, it counts.
Okay,
So I
great.
have a game for you. Ticket to Ride, the digital
Yes.
edition.
The digital one.
You've
So
heard-
it means there's non-digital.
Absolutely. The
Means-
very popular series of board games called Ticket to Ride,
Okay.
no subtitle,
Never heard of it.
which is a
Before I
board
played
game.
it. Yeah.
The original one, I believe, in North America, you build railroad lines across the United States,
But
Then-
you can choose the Europe too. And the
and
digital
and,
version.
and then in the board game, you can buy expansions or other versions that are in Europe and Asia and all
Yeah.
all over the place.
Yeah.
Very popular series of board games, which I'm familiar with because I do
Okay.
play a lot of board games. You don't play a lot of
I
board
never
games, do you?
played it. Never played this
Not this one.
Never
Okay.
heard it. Never heard of
Okay,
it.
okay. It's one of the most popular modern board games out
Alright.
there, I would say. But this is a board game on your computer.
But it doesn't look so modern because it's from like old America, right? Because they are the old trains.
Right. Right. It's from the 1800s when they were first like building railroads across the entire country. So an exciting time historically.
Like
And-
full of pioneers.
Yes, the pioneers and big fluffy dresses and cowboy hats, exactly.
Okay.
But it's
That
true
sounds
that-
very interesting, but it's a board game, so
yeah.
the visual is rather simple. You have a
In-
map.
In two ways, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's the visuals of the computer game are simple because it's copying a board game, but the
Mhm.
board game is also
Yeah.
taking this very kind of antique, old-fashioned style.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like two layers of
Okay.
simple visuals,
Okay.
which you see on the map.
Yeah, you
Other
have
things.
a map, and you basically collect cards
Mm-hmm.
with the different colors of trains, and you can place them on the map.
Specifically where
Specifically,
you have the right color. Yeah.
yeah, and you can take. You have to take at the beginning card like
Mhm.
which towns, because this is a map, so there are the stations, or at least
The cities.
town, the
Mhm.
cities.
Mhm.
So you
Mhm.
get a card, for example, I don't know, San Francisco to Detroit,
Mhm.
and you're trying to build it from there to there, but you're not playing alone, so it could be tricky.
Others might block you, you might not get the right colors, so this is why it's difficult to reach the goal.
It's all about colors, because
Mhm.
you can reach the cities by specific colors
Mm-hmm.
of the trains.
Yeah.
You cannot like get a card of train and put it anywhere.
Mm.
It's about the colors.
So if someone builds their train tracks on the route that you needed to use, or they take the colors that you
Mhm.
needed,
Sometimes
you
there's-
might be stuck.
Yeah, sometimes there are 2 tracks, but not everywhere.
Not everywhere,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it
And
can get
That's the
tricky.
game.
Yeah.
That's the board game.
Sounds simple enough.
And
Did you
as-
like it?
well,
So you like the board game, right?
the board game is fun. I don't find it to be the most entertaining or most engaging, but with a group of friends,
Yeah.
it can be fun. Also, as you start like blocking
Mhm.
each other or playing more strategically, yes.
Sure.
But that's actually where I have the biggest problem with specifically the digital edition.
Uh-huh.
Not criticizing the mechanics of the board game, which are quite simple but very popular.
Mm-hmm.
In the digital edition, especially when you're playing against the AI,
Mm-hmm.
it actually removes one of the most important things about
What's
the
that?
board game. Time to see what's happening.
What do you mean?
Because the board game can take between half an hour to an hour.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
Not so long.
but the digital one, it
Yeah.
can be over in 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
And the reason that is because something that's convenient is the AI opponents play almost automatically.
Yeah.
But what that means is that a lot of the fun of the game, of trying to see what the other players are doing and thinking of blocking them or anticipating them, it's very hard to catch that, because basically when your turn comes around, the AI has played automatically, and you don't have the time of saying, oh, they're placing things here,
But
or
you
they
have a
think
time,
this
right?
way.
You can
A
take the time.
little bit. But when you're playing with people, you have to wait for each player to consider their thoughts. You
Okay.
see clearly which card they take. If you're really paying attention to the digital edition, it still works.
Okay.
But I feel like making it shorter and
Mhm.
more efficient
Okay.
actually takes out
I get it.
the enjoyment of the game.
Mhm. Okay, okay.
What was your impression?
I've seen it for the first time this game,
Mhm.
and we already did one board game, and this was my second one in life.
Digital board game.
Digital board game. So again, I think it's better to play the real one,
Yeah.
but it can get some. I could get some fun from it.
Mm-hmm.
It was quite addictive, but maybe not enough. So
Yeah.
it's not like I would recommend it unless you know the game, unless you know this specific game, and you want to play it with friends or you want to just exercise.
Mm-hmm.
That's totally fine. But otherwise, I don't think I would recommend
Yeah.
this.
And I agree. I wouldn't recommend it compared to Carcassonne, which is also being given away this week
Mhm.
from Epic
Yeah.
Games.
I think the Carcassonne is better.
The AI is more challenging.
Mm.
I think the mechanics work better. The visuals are better.
It is.
That's
yes.
also something that I would criticize about this digital edition is
Mhm.
that when you make a digital edition, it's an opportunity to really enhance the visuals,
Yeah.
which Carcassonne does enough. Not a lot.
Yeah,
but enough.
this one is two-dimensional.
You know, they could have had like train animations. They could have had a more detailed map. There,
I mean, there are nice sounds at least. But
There are nice
you're
sounds,
right
but that's-
about
but
the
that's all.
visual.
there is
Maybe
no.
that was a little bit lazy visual.
It feels very. It feels like they took a picture of the board game board
Yeah,
and just put it on the screen.
they probably did.
Yeah, probably. So no, I don't find any value added, and actually some enjoyment of the physical board game taken out of the digital edition. The one exception is if you love this game, and you want to play it with friends who cannot be in your house, then yeah, maybe on the mobile app, the cell
Maybe,
phone
yeah.
app,
Maybe,
then getting a group of friends
Yeah.
together to play it. Why
But
not?
if you never played a board game, this one will probably
No.
not like make you into playing board games on computer.
No, definitely, I
But
absolutely.
we
agree.
don't do only board games on this channel.
Oh,
We
thank
got
God!
free games, and they are free only for 1 week. So
Given
to
away
get
by
notified,
Epic Games,
Yes.
not by us,
So
unfortunately.
to get notified about that, please subscribe, and more importantly, hit the bell button because this is where you get the notification.
This will be really important, and make sure you leave a comment on this video. Like, tell us if you really like this version. And actually, I'm very curious what you think about digital board games in general, because I'm kind of conflicted about if it's a good idea or not, if it makes sense. I love board games, I love computer games. Do they work together? So let us know what you think. And anyway, thank you for watching very much, and we'll see you in our next video.
So see you next time.
Bye.